So, have you ever wanted to play Borderlands 2 with a mod that adds weapon crafting that allows you to take parts off of some guns and put them on other guns and make cursed hybrids and stuff? Because that exists now, and it's called Spare Parts apparently. Now, this mod, I've only opened it and looked at it for a little bit, but you can make some pretty stupid stuff with this mod here. So it has a couple options. First off, before we get started, if we head over to this section, it has a rarity restriction, it has a unique restriction, and then it has a sanity check thing. I have made these as non-restrictive as possible so that I can change out whatever parts on whatever guns, and the only criteria is that it's from a gun of the same weapon type. So I can trade SMG stuff to other SMGs, I can trade pistol stuff to pistols, rockets to rockets, stuff like that basically. And we are going to spend the day just making some very, very cursed hybrids. I've gotten a list of a couple of guns of each type that I want to go ahead and try to fuse into horrible amalgams here. And so we're pretty much just going to be doing that. We're going to look at a couple guns, we're going to try to mash them together, and we're going to be like, wow, this sucks. And then that's going to be the entire day. We're going to start with SMGs because there aren't very many unique SMG effects, but that is where we're going to go ahead and start. So to basically explain how this works, we will go over to a gun, we will click on that gun, we will hover over a different one and press C, and it'll be like, hey, there's a couple of parts here that you can switch out. And you'll be like, okay. And then from there, you can decide what you want to switch out. So the top one is the Slaga, which was the first weapon we selected. And then the parts we are pulling from down here are from the second weapon we selected, which is the Florentine. So if I were to take the E-Tech barrel off the Florentine, go ahead and press C to confirm this, we can have a bullets go faster-ified Florentine. This is a curse. I was really hoping it would keep that ×3 pellet count, but it clearly didn't. But we could try going the other way with it, where we inspect this way, and then we steal the bandit barrel from the Slaga and put it on our Florentine. Now it's just a Molly one, so it just has a higher slag chance. But that's pretty much it. So it's kind of cool. We'll mess with a couple of these. I don't really expect too many of the SMGs to be super duper exciting, realistically, because a lot of special effects are stored in the barrels of guns, so you probably won't see too many super cool things, at least with this category. But hopefully some of the other ones will be a little more ridiculous to look at. Alright, so up next is a little more of a spicy one here. So we have all of our pistols. And let's say you wanted, like, I don't know, to take a Lady Fist, and you just always wanted to be shooting, like, I don't know, a Herald or something. Alright, now we have a win-win unkempt Herald. So, a lot of the special effects of guns are stored in their barrel. Are these shock? These are shock pellets. A lot of the special effects of guns is stored in their barrels, so there's not a whole lot of fusion that can be done necessarily. But there are a couple things that we can still do. Like, we could just make Vladof Wanderlust if we really wanted to. We could just do that and then go find out where it went. Okay, so we're going to try... No, other way around. We are gonna grab... That was right. Grab our Infinity, grab our Herald, swap out the barrel on it. Go ahead and put it on. Nice. So, yeah, a lot of these are just a curse to look at. This would still be really strong, especially if you put a B-shield on with this, which you can also swap parts on your shields as well. I haven't messed with it too much. You could probably, you know, like, take a couple of pieces that you couldn't normally take from things like, you could go ahead and salvage that, and we'll just see what that does. We've made an unselectable shield. Alright. So now it has the capacity that it's supposed to, but it just doesn't have a name. This is a curse. This is incredible. I've made a curse. Okay, so I need a Molly-1 capacitor from somewhere. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, select and compare, go over to our B shield, salvage that Molly-1 capacitor, and now we have a 98% inflammable. We have made a curse. This is just a sham. Realistically, this is all this thing is. It just has the Rough Rider accessory on it, so it's absolutely butchered the name. And then we were able to put a Molly-1 capacitor on it, which it normally can't roll with. So we have a 98% absorb chance with this thing on. And it's super duper scuffed, and it's absolutely incredible. Salvage a grog barrel. There we go. Oh, wow. Now I really do just need a guy to go ahead and weaken us up a little bit so we can test out our damage, or our, lifesteal. And it works. This actually functions as an infinity grog. Still consumes ammo though, but more mag size to work with and stuff. I guess one thing you can do is just make the guns look weird, because you can totally take the material off of one of the guns and put it on the other gun. So now we just have this weird looking dude right here, which is still pretty neat to look at. I do weirdly actually kind of like how this looks. But yeah, you can totally just take stuff and then just put it on other guns so that you just have the aesthetic of it, even if it's not necessarily providing any benefit at all. Unless you know that that material does provide benefits just by being added to a weapon, and if it would be more useful than just having the weapon outright. And I guess you could come over to a website like this that keeps track of all of the meshes and then tells you exactly what it will do to the weapon because of those meshes. But this is, you would have to be pretty knowledgeable to really be able to tell what you're doing with this. So up next, we're going to look at snipers. A lot of these interactions is just going to be me putting barrels on the Lyuda realistically, like combining a storm with it. We can grab the storm barrel, and now we have to figure out where it went, because there it is. Yeah, they change rarities a lot whenever you do this. We just have a slightly higher fire rate, and that's pretty much all that that's gonna do. Let's try putting the pitchfork barrel on a Lyuda as well. That sucks to look at. That feels... oof. Okay. Yeah, this is exactly what I would expect. It costs 2 ammo to shoot. It'd be really good with a B shield. It wouldn't be as ammo efficient as just using a Lyuda, I guess. But that would be kind of fun. That's an interesting concept for a weapon. We can put the Amigo barrel on a Lyuda. Once again, this is just what can go on a Lyuda, essentially.
Wow.
And it's probably just gonna be a crit gun now, I would imagine. A shield piercing gun. Yeah, it's just a shield piercing gun now. So it's just a better Amigo. Alright, shotguns. First most prominent thing that I want to do. Put the Carnage barrel on a Hyperion, and then figure out where it went. There it is. Oh, this is nice. And this also means that you can get elemental carnages instead of just being reduced to only explosive ones. So this could be really fun for a Krieg or something. That's nice. That's really nice. I mean, you lose the effect of the Butcher, but super high fire rate carnage. So, no loss there. Actually just enjoyable. Butcher with Flacker. Salvage Flacker barrel. It turns it into a white rarity. Okay. Oh, it fires so slow. Still faster than the normal gun, probably, though. Hold on. Let's compare. It's still faster. It just feels bad to look at. And yeah, you can go ahead and multi-shot it, so that is nice. So you can just use this as a slightly more useful flacker. And it has ×6 pellet count instead of a ×5. So technically more DPS. I'm gonna put a sword explosion barrel on a conference call. It's gonna look so bad. Alright, where is it? There it is. That's so stupid. I know that we're basically just changing the manufacturer of a lot of these guns, but I mean, just, you know, like, this is enough. A Teeth of Terra barrel on something else? Making just a vertical interfacer instead of having a horizontal one, basically, is what this should look like, I would imagine. Go ahead and do that. Find where our boy went. Oh no, where is it? There it is. Yeah, I mean, it's just, that is a really far pellet. You would have to be really far away to get that to connect. Like, if we look at a normal one here. Closer. This one, good luck. That's going to be really hard to connect those. But it's still neat. Twister barrel's got to go on the conference call. Not because I think that it'll be the best option for it, but because it just kind of looks silly to look at. There it is. Yeah, checks out. And I don't really think there are going to be any more ridiculous looking interactions here. I mean, we can go ahead and put something on the landscaper since, you know, have it here. But it's probably going to be pretty... That might actually make this useful. Hold on. I assume that this is still going to be, like, pretty underwhelming to use or to have. Wait a minute. Is this actually usable damage? This is actually kind of usable damage. Wait a minute. That's actually just kind of nice. Huh. Wait, this is actually kind of really nice. So, assault rifles, probably not a whole lot that can go on here. We can take the peak opener barrel off of our, you know, peak opener. Now we just have a really high fire rate peak opener. Damage is probably still pretty comparable to a normal one. It's even better. Okay, so this is just a straight upgrade to the gun, basically, is what we're looking at here. So that's super cool. Go ahead and make a Bearcat that has this as well. Just because, once again, converting everything to Vladof seems to be pretty good, turns out. Yeah, I mean, it just will make everything slightly higher fire rate. The projectile speed seems to be messed with a little bit, though, which that's not a super big surprise. Okay, maybe it's not. Maybe that is just kind of how this is. Hold on now. A shock version of this is kind of cool. That is very painful to look at. But that's still really cool effect with the saw bar effect. Okay, sure. Okay, and then finally, rocket launchers. Probably a lot of the same. This isn't really what this mod is particularly... Oof. This isn't... It isn't really what it's made for. but it is still kind of fun to tamper with items like this. The main thing that you really would do with this mod is you would use it to just take parts off of items, to change elements on weapons, stuff like that. That's the main appeal. The fact that you could just go to a weapon like this and be like, you know, I really want to have a shock Tunguska for some reason. You just grab the shock element off of it, and then you just have a shock Tunguska now. And you can do that with, like, you know, Jacob's weapons and other stuff too. So you can do that. You can steal grips from weapons if you want to just, you know, not have to farm out too many grips and stuff. If you find, like, a Jacob's grip revolver whenever you first kill Knuckle Dragger, you could just hold on to that until you get to Clan Wars and get a Maggie, and then you could throw your Jacob's grip on that Maggie from there, and you could just use that, and it'd be super OP for that. Go ahead and try combining the Bada with some stuff, because I know that the Bada's mesh actually also provides some antics. I don't think that took. No, here, yep, it did. Yeah, so the Bada mesh actually provides +2 to the Pella count inherently. So you can actually just have a ×3 rocket like this. So this is one of the few exceptions where that mesh specifically is great for combos like this. Because we can put the, you know, the hive barrel on here. And that's a ×3 hive for the normal hive price. And then if you had a grog, you could get a drunk effect and you could shoot this and, you know, just make it even worse. It is super duper cool for that. And then we can also put, like, I don't know, the creamer special effect on here. We could take the barrel off of it. Head over to here. You know, because, like, why not? Why not just have a creamer rocket launcher like this? Or we can have a creamer with a Norfleet barrel, so that we can go ahead and have the healing effect from that. Oh. Oof. Wait a minute, this is not what I was expecting that to do. What did I grab? Oh, I know what I grabbed. You know, I'm dumb. I went the opposite way about it. There we go. I have made a dippity boom. Oh my goodness, we have explosive Norfleet that also provides lifesteal probably. Let's go ahead and get our shield broken. You know, whenever they manage to. 98% absorbed, by the way.
You'll pay for that. You're not ready for me.
There we go. Yep, it provides lifesteal because it's a Moxie weapon. So we have actually just made an explosive Norfleet that also has lifesteal. That's very satisfying, honestly. That's fun. Okay, so we found one of the few exceptions where you can actually make some stupid stuff here. And there's probably a couple other ones too. Once again, not really what the mod is particularly made for. But of course we're gonna test it. Because it just sounds really fun on paper. So, yeah, in reality, this particular mod, the spare parts mod, is a mod that is made for the player to pretty much just take pieces of different guns and put them on each other. And it's not particularly OP for end-game needs and stuff like that. But you can make a couple of goofy things out of it. And this probably wouldn't be a full playthrough type of thing for me, simply because this would essentially be a normal run, where you could just always have permanently the best quality gear. I might consider doing a stranded run with it, just because that could be kind of fun. You know, just being able to force roll up all of our equipment to have the best parts on it all the time. That would save a lot of time like that. But I don't think I would do a full run of it. It's just, yeah, it's just a perfect parts run, what all it would really be. So, it's a really cool mod concept. It's in the description if you want to check it out. And that's pretty much it. Pretty cool.